Well, hello there. Happy Pride. It's 3 o'clock. How's everyone doing? Uh, um, I'm going through some stuff right now, so this is a nice distraction for me on this fine Saturday. So, uh, I have a number of games for you today. I really hope I can get around to doing another stream of stuff we can watch together. Um, my last year 4th of July stream, it was up for a year. Everything was fine. YouTube had no problem with it. But last week, boom, suddenly it's a problem and it got a copyright strike. So it got taken down. So those remain kind of dangerous doing those, as much as I know people love them. Um, that being said, I'm sure there's stuff that is so obscure that I have in my archive that it will not be a problem. But that, I mean, the problem is you never know if it's a problem, because if it uploads okay, it lasts a whole year okay, it doesn't matter. They can just hit you one day because they decided to come on YouTube and get their copyright and be mean about it. All that being said, summer is always kind of busy for me. My boyfriend's birthday, Gentle Monster, the artist, the one who did my avatar that you're looking at right now, his birthday is in 2 days. It's on Monday, 6/16. So make sure to wish him a happy birthday on his blue sky. He's gonna post a ref too of a new refined self. So I'm looking forward to that. There he is. And then my birthday is in like 3 weeks. So there's a lot going on. So, without further ado, why don't I get started with one of these games? So what I have planned is I've got 2 games. They're both visual novels. They're both about my counterpart, the Princess Aurelia. So she is different from the sorceress. It's a totally different story, different universe, different setup. She looks pretty similar. So one of these games I made in 2019 as sort of a dry run. And one of them I made in like, I want to say 2021. during COVID. I do this thing where I'll get bit by a creative bug, and I'll run off and make a bunch of music, or I'll make a game, or I'll write a novel or something. It's like, for a while I was doing 3D work. It's just kind of ridiculous the way I'll kind of jump into something for a little while and then let it go. I guess that's my zodiac is the rabbit, so I guess that has something to do with it. But yeah, so these are low-key games. They're pixel art. There are some themes I want to warn people against. The second one actually has a content warning. But the first one, you know, there's nothing like dirty in it, but there are some themes of you know, imprisonment. There's themes of like sexism and the kind of societal pressure that gets put on a princess character. So at the start of both of these games, the princess she's already in prison. She's already undergone her loss of station, because she used to be the queen of the place where these games take place. I have a whole like creation myth that I made with her, but the basic quick notes is that, oh wow, Tarabelle, thank you. Happy birth month. Wow. No, there are no things like that, Sarumos. No, I'm a complex, multi-layered woman, and it's not all about one thing. You can't go around seeing someone, you know, repost or post art of one thing and expect that to be all that they have interest in. So to set this up, so Aurelia, she was the queen, the goddess queen of this kind of Renaissance / Baroque furry world, this setting. But her secret is that she's basically a runaway from the realm of the gods, and she's kind of ruling, pretending, you know, oh, I'm not connected to anything else. Like, I'm the goddess. Don't worry about it. But eventually, her father finds her and makes her immortal, makes her amortal as a punishment, and is basically setting her up to get married to somebody so that she can make a proper divine heir to the throne of creation and all that. So that's kind of the quick version. And why don't I just get one of these started and you can see a little bit of it. These are going to be a lot of reading, so we'll do that together, okay? Oh, hang on, just a second. Getting stuff set up. Okay, that didn't work, huh? Okay. So if I remember correctly, this game is in SD format, like it's small, so I should be able to just pop it in here and that should be fine. So hopefully, let me shrink it a little bit. Hopefully that's gonna work out. That's gonna show everything we need it to. Okay. So these games, they're not particularly fun. They're like kind of emotional. They're like, you know, visual novel. It's a story, right? So this first one is super short. I made this as kind of like a proof of concept for what I was gonna do. So let me read. Let me go up and actually. Okay, so first of all, you guys can play these whenever you want. They're on my itch.io. So just go here and you can download them. So the first one we're gonna play is called Mayonaka no Princess, the adjuration of the Midnight Princess. I wanted something, you know, dramatic and ridiculous. So let's read the wait, let me switch that. Okay, so it's midnight. How did you get into the palace? Did you sneak or were you chosen? Just another suitor or a rebel hoping to make a change? Whatever the circumstances, no one has seen Princess Aurelia in weeks, ever since her crown was taken. She used to be queen, you know. Perhaps she needs some cheering up, or perhaps she needs to hear some harsh truths. Can you get the best ending and hold the princess's hand? Okay, so that's our setup. That's our setup. So, let's jump in here. So what's our name gonna be? Any name suggestions? The name does matter, just so you know. Yes, no kings. Despite this being a game. These being games about royalty. You guys are so silly. Well, we can't name it Aurelina because we don't actually play as Aurelina in either of these games. Okay, I'm gonna go with Ramona. Ramona. Okay, let's see what happens. Very well then, please proceed and be pleasant to Her Highness, won't you? Wait, that audio's coming through, right? Oh no, did I break it? Oh no, did I break it? Hang on. Sorry, it's being a pain in the butt as usual. So, I have not, I haven't played this in a while, but apparently if you enter a name, oh wait, okay, it's just really slow, hold on. Okay, let me start that over. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. We just had to be patient. I'm so impatient. But now it's not even showing me the game window, which is a different problem. Oh my gosh. Now it won't work. I just had it. Sorry, hold on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's not letting me. Now it won't let me resize it. Because if I click. This is so weird because it won't. OBS no longer shows it as an option for streaming. Like, just like I did a minute ago, I pick window capture and it's just not there. When it was a minute ago. Hi, I'm back. One sec. Oh my gosh, this is so strange. It just does not show the window anymore. It's not an option. You didn't miss anything, Yorja. Okay, I'm just gonna try to capture the monitor, I guess. Okay, this is just ridiculous, but here we go. So let me know if you hear sound and all that. And you guys can see the video, right? You see, what is your name? So as before, we're going to put, I forget whose suggestion that was, but Ramona is going to be our name. So let me know if you hear typing sounds and all that, because you should hear, like, the text should have that little, you know, sound. Oh, I see, I see. Okay, cool. By hook or by crook? So let's be patient. I don't know why I made this take so long. So just a second ago, it worked. It proceeded. It went to the next screen. Pressing all the buttons. Why is this happening? Oops, sorry. Yeah. Even though when it wasn't showing the window, it proceeded. Now that it's showing the window, it's not going to proceed. That's awesome. That's great. Okay, I'm going to restart it again. Okay, here we go. We got it. Okay, it wants us to press enter. You guys should be hearing music. You should see some pixel art. Okay. So just so you guys know, I did all the art, I did all the music, I did all the coding, This one was coded in Game Maker, just like Undertale, I think. Just like Nuclear Throne, that was coded in Game Maker. So, okay. Okay, there's my very rudimentary 2019 pixel art of Aurelia. I was trying to do like a Leiji Matsumoto thing. If you guys are familiar with Queen Esmeralda and Captain Harlock and all that stuff. But I'm looking at that ribbon and I'm like, damn, that ribbon still looks good. Okay. So this is a super short game. You basically have like something like six choices to make. So I'm going to have you guys make those choices for me, okay? I don't know how to do voting. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Good evening, Your Highness. Okay, so when we see, I think the single quotes is us, our character talking. Oh yeah, and that's her talking. They told me you were coming. Ramona, am I mistaken? A familiar name. It has been so long since anyone but my maidens were allowed to see me. So you guys know about the names. There's a couple names that result in different dialogue, and they're basically the names of characters connected to her story. So one of them is actually Miorja, but that was just for fun. One of my friends / Patreon supporters. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah, it is available to download. I put the link. Here's the link again. Yeah, okay. Is this a trick, or are you here by my father's bidding? All right, what's it gonna be? 1, 2, or 3? So basically, I'm here to date you. Your father sent me here to date you. I was just checking on you. Those are our options. Yeah, so the goal of the game is technically to be as nice to her as possible, and that's how you get the best ending. Where she'll hold your hand, basically. We might be able to play it once or twice. Let's go with 3. I heard terrible things were being done to the former queen. I wanted to see with my own eyes and perhaps be of aid. Ah, you came to look in on me? That is so very kind. I've not been well since being made mortal. I was your queen once, do you remember? Things are so different now. I feel weak. My father has sent many men to make their attempt at my heart. A girl must be with husband, a princess needs her prince, so he says. But I do not want a husband or a prince. Ramona, do you find me so desirable here in my cage? All right, what's our next choice? Yeah, these are kind of dating sims. I mean, I say visual novel because you're not really... The point of the game isn't really to date her. It's just to go through the story. Okay, I'm seeing majority too. Let's go with 2. I find your situation to be unfair. A beauty such as you should not be captive. Yet captive I am, for my father, who calls me child and girl, believes I should be humiliated by this imprisonment until such time as I am married off to some cruel beast. You cannot understand how it hurts me to be viewed as beauty and nothing more. That's the wrong answer. I have a mind, I have hopes and dreams, and I have a heart. I must ask you, am I deserving of my punishment? I'm locked away in this wing of the palace, in the yoke of gilded chains for all hours. I'm not allowed to feed, to clothe, or groom myself. Chambermaids force themselves on me in these tasks, ensuring I am kept pretty and ladylike. Kept a regressive man's antiquated idea of what a woman should be. I cannot speak of what else takes place, the cruelties. All right, what's our choice? You'll meet the king in the next game. Actually, he's an emperor, but remember, this is just like the intro, basically. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You all want to pick the good answers. Okay, let's pick. I want to help you escape. No one should be kept like this. I've heard the stories of how you ruled as queen, but believe this treatment to be abhorrent. I will be the first to speak out against the king. You mustn't. Forgive my outburst. You mustn't. He will slaughter you as no other has been slaughtered. Oh my gosh. These I'm cringing at the writing because it's been quite a few years since I wrote this. My father knows not a modicum of kindness. To raise his ire is to fan the flame burning in the man who has conquered war itself, and countless other deities. I fear what he will do to you. There is no escape from my fate, but you. Please be careful, and do not rebel against him. I think the hardest thing in this game was coding the way her eyes move. Based on a few different metrics, she might look at you, or she'll sigh, or she'll take a deep breath. Yeah, there's a sigh. If you pick wrong, if you pick wrong answers, like mean answers, you can actually make her cry. Still, I wish I could escape with you. I want to feel the air again. I want to sleep unburdened by collar or fetter. I want to... Oh, she's crying. My apologies. Are you guys are hearing the sound okay, or is it cutting in and out? You are mortal, are you not, Ramona? My father made me one of you. Do you know the nature of divinity? For time immemorial, I was impervious to negative emotions, to pain and sorrow. Now they are my bedfellows. How do you lot stand it? Please help me understand what it means to be mortal. I'm frightened. Okay, I turned up the game music a little bit. Hopefully that's okay. All right, what's our option? One, two, or three? A lot of twos. Bleeding hearts. Thank you, I composed this. Trixie, thank you. I'm very, so I got a Casio keyboard in like 2016 for Christmas. And I started learning how to play it, and this is one of the things I composed with the help of the keyboard and what's it called? FL Studio. Okay, wait, now I'm seeing more threes. What's it gonna be, 2 or 3? Okay, let's go with 2. We are complicated. Pain is part of life. Through our friends and connections, we can lessen that pain. I think in time the pain and fear may subside, don't you? Perhaps you're right, though what you have had years to master, I fumble through as a newborn babe. I will ask the chambermaids for advice if they can stop fussing over me long enough to give it. At present, I believe I have no friends who, as you say, will help me. All those loyal to me have turned their backs. My vassals and gendarmes, my spies and confidants, all of them have forsaken me. Yeah, I made her snout really long because I was going for a certain style that I definitely improved my pixel art in the years after I made this game. I suppose I should be glad I was not executed. I want to know about you. Will you tell me something about yourself? All right, what's our option? Tough one. To be fair, I do not remember what the correct answers are. I think I remember what they are, but not 100%. Okay, I see 5 twos, so let's go with 2. I once swore fealty to your crown when you bore the title All Queen. It pains me to see you like this. Loyalty to your father be damned, my troth remains with you. You treated us with respect and kindness. The new king sows so much death, hardship, and pain. I don't think I had actually made the king at this point. It was just like an idea. But you're gonna meet him soon. All in the name of burning away the weaknesses you gave us. I am here for you in any way you desire. I will fight and die for you. I will leave, too, should you require it. You may stay just a little longer. I know you. At least I thought I did. Since I was stripped of my divinity, my thoughts and memories are clouded. I am touched by your loyalty. I feel my heart swell by your oath. Though I have no right, I give you my blessing still. By what little grace yet remains within me, I shall do all I can to protect you and your lands. The spirit of rebellion is but a single sparking bud. Let us nurture it into a great burning rose. You have shown me warmth and kindness. Let me tell you a secret in that case. I want to escape, desperately, and I want my divinity back. I want to rule without fear. Will you stand with me? In secret for now. Just be my ally. Help me formulate some kind of plan. I'm at a loss for how, but you have given me hope. Oh, it sounds like we did a pretty good job. Okay, what's our choice? Thank you, Canine Wolf. Wait till you see the next one. A lot of initial ones, but now I'm seeing some twos. Why do you guys think two? Or why do you think one? Looks like we got more ones, so let's go with one. I will stand with you. There is no man or deity who can convince me otherwise. There will be dire events forthcoming. I only hope we can weather them. Thank you for all you have said. Let us reconvene soon if you can find permission again. If not, write to me. Failing that, I do not know. I will do what I can from the inside to pacify my father's vengeance, even if that means pretending to fancy a suitor. Right now I cannot think of love, even in the abstract, but maybe someday I will find it, along with freedom. Farewell, friend. Oh, she called us friend. Yep. I really should have made it so that you could just go back and play again. So this is the neutral ending. No, no one's feelings got hurt. Okay, let's try again. Let's go a little bit quicker through this. All right, let's do it again. Should we try to get the good ending, or should we try to get the bad ending? Okay, you want the bad ending? You want to be as mean as possible? Okay, so we're just gonna jump through the text unless we do a new answer. Okay, so for the best ending, I believe we want to say, I wanted to make sure you were all right. Okay, and we're saying, there are people who care for you. There is no heart that does not ache for your pain. That's a lie. I should like only to lessen it. I'll help any way I can. I fear you must speak, for the subjects seem pleased with my dethroning. Each day at morning grooming and tea, the most educated of the chambermaids reads me letters sent from my vassals, denouncing my rule and swearing fealty to my father. My beloved nobility, through whom I safeguarded the prosperity of mortals, now seem to want my tears to fall forever. I must ask you, am I deserving of my punishment? Okay. Now we're gonna go with, no one deserves this degradation. Oh. That's a pretty good animation there with the arm coming out. Not bad. Okay. I think we're gonna go with pain is part of life. Okay, and I think I once swore fealty to your crown. Oh no! I suck at this. I think the last one that I picked was the wrong one. Hang on. I want you guys to see your smile. Oh. Okay, so this time we're gonna go number 2. You have bravery under all that fear. Together we can work to find some way for you to reclaim what is yours. Then maybe you can start over. Better. There's something in your eyes. I find myself taken by it. Oh, I think we're on the right track. Oh, she's looking at us. Legends telling of valor, but pale in comparison to what I see in those eyes. I feel safe looking into them. Aww. I dare say I have found some shade of kindness in you I did not expect. And here is yet another mortal emotion I could never truly fathom. Oh, but this has all been very serious. Why don't you ask me a jovial question? Look, she's smiling! Okay, chat. I think at this point we're locked in for the good ending. So you guys can... What do you want to ask her? Oh, everyone's saying 3. Interesting. What are your hobbies? As a prisoner, what are your hobbies? Yeah, I like number 3. Let's do number 3. Everyone's saying 3. What is your favorite story, princess? My favorite story. Someone whom I cannot recall used to tell me the story of the 10 children of the Goddess of Grace. They all wanted to be utmost of finesse and poise, to please both their mother and the goddess and the others who adored them. They danced ballet, played violin, wore diaphanous silks, and posed in the light of the sinking sun and rising moon for artists to capture their beauty. In so doing, they were resplendent, and every other god had their favorite child. As they grew, their shows of grace became more and more competitive. In their eagerness to win the prize of perfection, they danced and sang and wrote poetry until they all collapsed from tiredness. Should have said exhaustion. Their mother came to them as they all sat there in a heap, panting and exhausted and embarrassed. She hugged each and every one of them. True grace is kindness and modesty. I love each of you as though you were one blessed child. I will always love you. Isn't it beautiful? I think I left out some details, but the important part of a story is always the ending, isn't it? Oh my gosh. She's so funny. Princess, I realize it may be unfair, but I care for you deeply. I want to protect you until you needn't be protected. Until you can be the queen I know you still are in your heart. I'd like to sit for a while, quiet as the moon, just with you. Wow, we've got a silver tongue. Okay, I think she's gonna let us hold her hand now. May I hold your hand? Ah! Okay, so we're asking if we can hold her hand. I fear I redden over much. Yes, let us sit for a while. Together. Yay! We did it! Good end. Congratulations, you held the princess's hand. Okay. The bad ending. I'm gonna let you guys do that on yourself because the next game is longer. And I want to get into that. So let's change up. Okay, so this next game has content warnings. This demo, so this is a demo, not a full game. So it contains imprisonment, post-revolution, themes of sexism, religion, fighting, and blood, and the author does not endorse or condone these things. All right. And just so you know, one more time, I'm going to post that link. You can play all these and more on my itch.io. There's actually also 2 games that feature a hyena or a gnoll who does these little investigations in a fantasy world. They're very cute. I definitely like to play them sometime on stream. Maybe if we have time, I'll dip into one, but let's go to our next game here. So this is basically the same game, but better, and it's through Ren'Py. Of course it's live. Inspirations like oh, there's that song again. Wait, okay, let me see if I can actually put this one in the proper window. Okay, looks like that worked. Okay. Thank you, Like and Metal. Hand-holding deviancy donation. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Ren'Py is really good. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. I probably could have finished this demo. I just got really exhausted. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff that went into it. So inspirations are I mean, the first one that comes to my head is kind of Cinderella, because she's like really patient and is always putting up with stuff, but she's also kind of a prisoner. I don't know. Ask me another time. I would have a better idea. But yeah. Okay, so if you guys can see this okay, why don't I go ahead and get started? Okay, let's get started. All right, so who are we? Who are we? So we've got 2 characters here this time. We've got Morvis, he's a peasant farmer, and we've got Alexandre, an exiled knight. Aunt Bibby, I grew up playing Bloody Roar 2 and 3. I have them both on disc. We can probably do both. It's just a matter of which one you want to do first. Okay, everyone's picking Alexandre. Yeah, Alexandre is very designed after Lady Oscar. All right, let's check out Alexandre's story, and then once we finish the demo, we can go through and play with Morvis. Prologue. To serve in Queen's Reach is to serve at the end of the world. Some have likened it to exile. Although it is the location of the old capital, its craggy and inhospitable coastal terrain ensured near complete abandonment when the royal court moved to the broad plains of Onmiora. You live in the palace which once housed the All-Queen Aurelia. It is a husk of its former self, stripped by the greed of centuries of malingering nobles eager for a taste of the glory their ancestors possessed long ago. You are a descendant of the proud Grandjean family, who once served as knight protectors to the All-Queen. You often wonder what the purpose of such protection was. The All-Queen is an immortal goddess, not a ruler who will one day grow old and die. She is not subject to the world's whims or squabbling resolutions as those which occur between her vassal states. Aurelia holds dominion over the entire world, and though mortal strife continues regardless of how wise or how bloody her rule, you have never once lifted your sword in her name. After training in your youth to enter the Lenaletian Armed Forces, you served briefly in Grey, a country where your cousin, now deceased, owned land. 2 months ago, Grey was engaged in horrific war. You survived and were sent to Queen's Reach. Perhaps it is mercy, or perhaps punishment. The official who reassigned you told of the tales of glory from the days of the old capital when the Grandjean clan was among the most respected in the world. Along with the Dukes of Lenalita, there were no greater protectors of the realm. Now in Queen's Reach, your sword rusts in the sea air. One morning, a courier arrives with news sent by a distant relation living on the continent. Revolution has come, not to some small barony or dukedom, but to the seat of the All-Queen herself. How you guys doing? You doing good? Am I? Are you bored? Are you bored of me reading yet? You regard the information with some disbelief. Soon the news subsides and life returns to normal. Oh, hi, a fox in space. You have a check mark next to your name. I don't know what that means. If indeed there is a revolution, the foamy sea of blood has not reached the shores of Queen's Reach. This is like a story. I forgot how involved this was. 6 months after the news of revolution has come and gone, a missive arrives in a crisp envelope. Wait, I'm going to do some sound effects. Okay. I have a crisp envelope here. Hi, good. Yeah. Good to see you. I have watched your show. It's very cool. You are being reassigned and must come to the capital at once. Pride wells in your chest. Perhaps the Grandjean line has finally received its opportunity to return to greatness. There is no word about the revolution. Perhaps it was quashed like all the others. It takes a month for you to reach the capital. Along the way, you overhear talk which suggests much has changed. Half-drunk weasel. Praise be to the Emperor, good night. Dove sweeping floor. The curfew has been terrible for business, but there are so many more soldiers patrolling recently. I hear they're from the capital. I love this NPC dialogue. Gazelle drinking wine. It doesn't make any difference to me if the All Queens are placed. The officials from the church have explained the lies about her absolute divinity. You are unclear on what exactly will await you in the capital and the palace. No one is very forthcoming, and the other soldiers in the caravan keep their heads down. When you arrive, you recall the missive instructed you to report to the training grounds to receive your orders. Oh yeah, Fox in Space. We played Inherit the Earth on live stream a few months ago. Very, very cool game. Okay, when you arrive, that was the end of the prologue. So now when you arrive at the training grounds, you see a group of soldiers in gleaming armor practicing with light infantry weaponry. Some attack dummies and others spar with each other. Overseeing all this is an enormous draft horse who towers over the others. He wears a chest plate covered in medals, and a two-hand sword sits on his belt. Soon he turns to greet you. Theodore. Okay, I'm not going to do voices. That's too much work. Well, well, you must be the new recruit. Shall I show you shall I show you to the blade grease? But you look like you know how to hold a sword already. Yeah, so all the characters have their own little like theme song and stuff. I do. Okay, yeah, that's Alexandre talking. I have a letter here instructing me to report to the training grounds outside the palace. Are you the one in charge? Horse grins broadly. Not really. That I am, I, Theodore, Baron of Northville, at your service. May I see the missive you received? You pass the piece of paper, now crumpled from travel, to him. I see. Yours is a more delicate role than that of these cannon fodder. Soldiers, continue your exercises while I have a word with this fine young man. Fine young man, he says. Do you correct him? Okay, we have a choice here. So basically, if you correct him, you are a woman in this playthrough. And if you don't correct him, you're a trans man in this playthrough. Yeah, there's no right or wrong. It's just basically you get to pick what you want to be. So I'm gonna save right here. Okay, let's not correct him. Good enough. You'd rather be seen as a man. All right, we are a trans man. Let's see. Grandjean, that's some pedigree. Your ancestors were legends on the field. True legends, not characters in an embellished retelling. It looks like you won't be taking your orders from me. You report directly to the Emperor himself. Lucky you. I'm merely instructed to acclimate you to the palace. He gestures to his left where the grand edifice of the palace sits as though a beast waiting to swallow you up. What am I to do? I am told you are to be his daughter's royal guard, the princess herself. What princess? And you said emperor? We are ruled by the All-Queen. Theodore balls the paper up into his fists. He flits his eyes down away from yours, and his jovial countenance disappears for a moment. He didn't really look very jovial to begin with. Not for some time. 6 months or thereabouts. Queen's Reach truly is the end of the world, isn't it? There's been a restoration. Didn't you know? Okay, what are we picking here? Not that it doesn't really matter all that much. Let's go with restoration. What restoration? 6 months ago, the Emperor appeared on Antares and assumed his current role. The former All-Queen, it seems, was all talk. He is our true god. A lack of loyalty to him is as good as an axe at your neck. Well, I don't know the particulars about it all. I'm no scholar priestess. I only know that the people left who don't support the Emperor are being routed as we speak by the Limeletians. First revealed, then executed. You'd best fall in line, outsider. I cannot believe this. To think her utmost was hiding this from all us. To think my family has been loyal to her power, and now I discover it was a farce? Ask His Imperial Majesty yourself, and I suggest you refrain from using the woman's old honorific. We refer to her as Her Highness now. She's the one you're here to protect. There's no shortage of citizens who aren't satisfied with her merely being deposed. She's been holed up in the East Wing all this time. Dissatisfied? Why? Because she isn't dead. In their haste to demonstrate their loyalty to the Emperor, many call for her to be publicly executed. That she not escape her own laws against treason. And I'm to protect her. That you are, by order of the Emperor. I take that to mean he doesn't want her dead, though I can't imagine what his reasons are for keeping her alive. I don't know how all this transpired without my being informed. Just the same, I'm here now. Tell me what to do. The Baron grumblingly adjusts his tanned baldric and gives you a two-fingered gesture of patience before he turns to yell at the soldiers. Double time! I don't hear steel on steel! Get to work! His commanding shout bellows like a war horn, but when he speaks to you, his tone becomes a comforting hearth. Expect you need to see the Emperor. I'd better not tie you up any longer. Understood. You gracefully salute the old stallion, which makes him grin. Oh my gosh, we're gonna meet the Emperor! You guys aren't ready. If only these guards had half your elegance. But there's no need for salutes between us. We're equals here as far as I'm concerned. Good luck, Alex. The Baron plods back to his soldiers, leaving you to your own devices. Evening is already upon you. The time has come for you to meet this new Emperor. You guys ready? Okay, so when they were talking about the king in the last game, that was this guy. I hadn't really nailed down the story when I made that. So this is it. Take care, Tiberius. You still have your wait, did we miss something? You still have your doubts. He could be all they say he is, but duty is duty. When you arrive in the throne room of the palace, you are struck by the absence of courtiers crowded around the throne, bickering and fanning themselves. There are nobility present, but they grow from the walls, and their eyes only scan the floor. No one looks in the direction of the dais where the throne sits. No one announces you. The throne is carved from one block of stone. There are no cushions, no furs, no trappings of comfort, nor does its occupant seem the type to desire them. On the throne sits the Emperor, Arius Augustus. The old wolf is a colossus of nearly 3 meters, like the legendary dyers of Linolita, but stone-hewn and otherworldly. Come forth. You approach and bow gracefully. He does not react. I know all mortals. I know your doubts. I see them wash away in your eyes at this moment. You are Alexandre Grandjean. Your family is highly regarded. You intend to take your assignment quite seriously, yet your mind clouds with confusion. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of his artwork. That was like a few years ago. Oh my god, all the hearts coming up. Who is this emperor? What is he doing here? Yeah, I did all the music. Did everything. I am here to perfect your existence, and I'm here to correct the mistakes and vanities of my wayward daughter. As I created her, she is my responsibility. You mortals seem not to understand this implicit law. Speak. What will you say? Okay, what are we gonna say? Are we intimidated or are we gonna be loyal? Spoken, mortal. Then let us proceed to your instructions. You are to be the chief bodyguard for my daughter, whom you once knew to be your queen. You labored under false pretenses and called her goddess. She is deity no longer, and no queen. She is mortal now, a princess possessed by a king, the divine princess of Elysium. My Aurelia. Do you understand? Yes, Emperor. You understand the import of your position. Her life with yours. She is a fragile thing, more fragile than you know, and although she must suffer for her empire, she must not perish. Such is the nature of her punishment, and of her own responsibilities. I will protect her with my life, there's no question. See that you do. You're to be introduced her today, and so, Lady Bevita. No, they're not really connected. They're kind of similar, but it's just this is like the version where I had actually made characters and gotten the story all straightened out and everything. A woman behind you raises her voice to reply. Yes, Emperor. Grandjean, I shall take you to Her Highness and inform her of the investigation underway. At that, the wolf waves his clawed hand in dismissal and returns to the examination of the scroll. The Springbok woman ushers you out of the grand chamber, out to a hall, and bids you follow her up a flight of stairs. And then you fix the volume. Hopefully that's a bit better. As you continue, the number of guards and nobility milling about in the palace thins, and soon there is no one left. Her Highness is kept in the East Wing. No men are allowed save those of the pass from the Emperor. The only women you will find are servants to the crown. All right, what are we picking here? One or two? A lot of twos. She is a prisoner in this palace. Ask any priest. Her sins are born as chains around her neck. Nonsense or not, the reasons are purely punitive. Was she tried? Charged? What are her crimes? Gironde regards you with a smirk. The Emperor came from a land of gods, where Her Highness was created and from where she escaped. That he did not summarily execute her was an act of benevolence, or so I understand. Look at the world around you. How many of us did she kill? How many lives left in turmoil? How great are her misdeeds? All in the name of her grand falsehood. She, the only goddess. A lie. I always knew it. Okay, agree or disagree? Maybe I should, have you... okay, so you actually get to pick who you talk to in this game, so maybe I'll have you guys pick that, and I will pick the responses in the interest of time. Let's disagree, though. I believe she did what was necessary. Any monarch, mortal or god, would have done the same. Peace cannot achieve everything. For it, too, everyone would need to possess the same mind. Gironde barely hides her withering glare with another false smile. What a wise theologian you are! It is a wonder you were not a priestess yourself, for all you know of the burdens and authorities of the gods. Now lower your voice. We draw near. She leads you to a large pair of beautifully decorated doors, outside which a bovine chambermaid sits as if guarding whatever is inside. There's the doors from the first game! Eleanor. Hello, my lady. Oh, we have a guest today. Well met. This charming sword arm is Alexandre, Her Highness's new chief bodyguard. Eleanor smiles warmly and the corners of her eyes squint. Then I bid you welcome. But my lady, is it not prohibited? A man in such close proximity to Her Highness, well, you know how she is with her anxieties. Okay, are we gonna lock in? Are we better lock in. Let's not correct her. That won't be a problem. I'm no philanderer. In this case, I ask you trust in the Emperor's decision. Here is a pass for Alexandre bearing the seal of the crown. Very well. Please allow me to show you in. The cow turns and gently opens the door as though she is trying to avoid waking a sleeping child. There in the center of a dark chamber colored in pinks and whites sits a large golden structure resembling a bird cage. Only a few candles light the room, and the heavy curtains are drawn tightly. When you step closer, you realize the structure is a bed, covered in pillows and plush silk, and surrounded by the bars of a cage gilt with scrolling vines. The princess waits within. Princess, you have 2 visitors. There she is. There's our girl. ... My, but doesn't she look the part, Sir Grandjean? Iced and shimmering with sugar sweetness, dusted by fanciful lace and glittering gold. To think, you were just a girl, a princess playing at queen all along, weren't you? The Springbok's tone has taken on drops of venom delivered in a cloying spoonful of syrup. ... Yeah, so I think the art in this one is a lot better. This was like a few years later. All those years of service and study, all in your name, and for what? If I may. You draw your weapon, a 2-hand sword that gleams in the candlelight, and point it toward the ground. My princess, I am Alexandre de Grandjean. It will be my charge to protect you as your sentinel, as did my ancestors in days long past. I will intercept any arrow, any bullet, any blade. Your life is my life. I swear you this. The princess raises her eyes, if only to spy you for but a moment. Then, at last, she speaks. You cannot protect me from what my jailers have planned. Now, princess. At last she speaks. Listen well, girl. Alexandre is here to keep you alive. There are whispers of an attempt on your life. As such, we required an impartial personage to investigate and render judgment. We? I assisted His Imperial Majesty in choosing you especially for this task. That is why you are no longer at the edge of the world. And you've done me a boon. I will locate the source of these rumors, and if it burns, I will snuff it out. Gironde seems particularly disgusted with the princess's silence and turns to her. Her tone is as sharp as a stiletto. You ungrateful, spoiled little... Begging your pardon, but Her Highness's tea has arrived. You know how the Emperor wants her eating healthy. No, not more cake. Gironde sighs in exasperation and places her arm around you to guide you away from the girl in the cage. I fear she will not cooperate. She's not done anything without resistance in all this time. You will have to perform your duty without her approval or cooperation. Understood. You're a regular tin soldier, but I wonder with what your heart was cast. I suggest you begin your investigation at the Falarnan Consulate. Although the world remains united under the Empire, the Falarnans are the nearest threat to the princess. Before His Imperial Majesty wrested the world away from her, the Falarnans were planning their own revolution. I'm sure you've heard about the burning of Oslin, even as far as Queensreach. So I'm going to drop this here. This is actually all based on a novel that I wrote. It's like 120,000 word fantasy novel. I queried it just a tiny bit, but decided to do something else. So one day you might actually see all this in writing. I was at Grey. I know how it goes. For a moment, Gironde deeply and silently looks into your eyes. So you were. And so was my husband. Now go. Report to the Emperor when you have finished questioning the dignitaries at the Consulate. Farewell, my lady. Tread carefully. The land is strewn with leg holes ever since the Restoration. You leave the sullen princess's chambers. When you do, the very air seems lighter, the atmosphere less oppressive. You had better get to work. 3 hours remain before you are expected to report to the Emperor, so you could explore the palace and the city for a while before you head to the Consulate. All right, so we have our choices. So we can meet various people and build up our relationship with them. Okay, here's the city. So if it doesn't have the name of somebody we've met, it's going to be a new character that we're going to meet. And we have 3 hours remaining, so... So what do you... Oops. What just happened? Hang on. One... No! Is that a glitch? Okay. Wait, so if I press control... Hang on. I'm pressing control because I'm on push to talk, but... Oh, what the heck? Yeah, it's because it speeds through. Okay, we saved it. We're good. This is lame. So if I press push to talk, it's gonna skip forward for some reason. So we could go talk to Theodore more. That's the horse guy. We could go see Eleanor. That's the cow. We could talk to the Emperor. We could talk more to the Springbok Sharondi. Or if we go into the city, there's four locations that each has someone we haven't met. And we can only pick 3 out of 8. So, what do you guys want to do? So I can tell you that this one down here, this is the Falarnan Consulate. This is where we're quote-unquote supposed to be going. Then we've got the marketplace. We've got a temple. And we got a tavern. So what do you guys think? What do you want to do? Or we could go and talk to someone that we talked to before. And we've got three hours to talk to 3 different people. Okay, Jolt Jackalope says the market. Okay, let's try that. And remember, we saved it, so we can always load it again. All right, the market district. You enter the market district. Oh yeah, it's nighttime, so it's the dark. The dark. You approach the marketplace, and although the bustle of 1,000 species creates quite a din, you can hear notes of music cutting through. Pushing through the crowds, you reach an open square where a crowd looks on. Oh. Enraptured by an antelope in Anulish robes, playing a stringed instrument. He sings in a soft, melodious voice. I'm not actually going to sing this. Bye for those leaving. Bye. Good night. You found the bard. The crowd provides a generous applause, which contradicts the solemn atmosphere. Coins rain down on him, but he doesn't pick any of them up. Okay, do we want to throw a coin or no? It's funny, I made this years ago, and now that I'm playing it for the first time in years, I really, there's like a bunch of little seams that I'm looking at that, like, oh, I could have fixed that, I could have improved that. But, yeah, let's throw him a coin. You add a coin to the pile. The singer bows deeply before the crowd, then takes off down an alley. Moments later, 6 city guardsmen clear the area and begin questioning people. You aren't certain why, but you decide to follow the singer. Through several twists and turns, you catch up with him. He's sitting on a crate behind a tavern, sipping from an open bottle of wine. When he sees you, he waves his hand. This is Aurelina. Liked it that much, did you? In my prime, I had to beat them off with my instrument. I wondered why a traveling bard would leave so much gold just sitting there. The antelope laughs. Not traveling, running. Someone must sing the truth before there's nothing left of it. And I have enough money. Are you Aurelina? Even in Queen's Reach, they sing your songs. A warrior from the edge of the world. Fascinating, but I'm afraid the age of heroes is over. Yes, I am Isaac Aurelina, vigilante musician, dispenser of truth, famous in the old regime, infamous in the new one. Oh, like in metal, thank you. You tossed a coin to a bard, I toss mine at you. Deeply, deeply appreciated. I wish I could stay and say more. I love to talk almost as much as I love to sing. But singing that song in public was as risky as pulling on a bongo's horns. By the way, that's his species. He's a bongo, if you couldn't tell. Talk about your underrepresented species representation. About time for me to leave. Farewell, knight. A shout echoes from behind you. You turn to see a squad of guardsmen entering the alleyway. When you turn back, the antelope is gone. You decide to move on as well. All right, so we met Aurelina. I think you can, because look, we've got a heart now. I think we could probably talk to him again. I forget how deep it actually goes. Because I don't think I wrote. I don't know. I don't remember honestly. Do you guys want to try somewhere else? We got the temple, tavern. We have the consulate for the people who might be plotting to assassinate the princess. Or we've got the 4 people that we've already met. So Sharondi, Arius, Eleanor, and Fyodor. What do you guys think? Chat, you get to choose. Oh, Kitten wants the temple. The absolute worst person is in the temple. Okay, let's meet the worst person. The first temple of Arius. You enter the grandiose temple and hear a resolute, commanding voice ringing through the marble halls and colonnades. No one else seems to occupy the entrance chamber, which opens into a large courtyard in which a large crowd of figures kneel before a stone pulpit. A bulky older wolf stands and delivers a sermon, his voice charged with mindless zeal. Do not wait for the Father to direct your action. Follow his model. He has laid the stones in the path needed for every mortal to achieve their ultimate worth. Seize by the throat your endeavors. Take it with your teeth. Oh, this song is really quiet. Oops. Let me turn that up. The machinations of the Broken Witch Queen are a false path. Her encircling ivy has choked our history. Her poisonous flower has dripped honeyed poison into our ears for centuries. No more. We are free to follow the Father in truth and righteousness, might and glory. He pauses. Shouts of conviction rain down on him from the crowd. Yes! Recall the teachings of the Father, whose light saved us all from his wayward and sinful child. Wrath is the greatest of virtues. It guides the hand, guides us all. We have had the veils lifted from our eyes by the Father's hands. There's no way to tell how long the sermon has been taking place, but it seems to be nearing its end, or its height. Yeah, this is Bertrand. The recollections of the old world are enticing. The Witch Queen was a temptress above all, but her world has been ground into ashes. Even she has now returned to the teachings of the Father. When wickedness stabs at your will, stab back. We live in a new age, an age of power and dominance over the old. Do not find yourself crushed in its unceasing gears. In the name of the Father, His Imperial Majesty, Arius Augustus. The priest takes his book from the pulpit and turns, the long red stola adorning his black robes turning with him. Catching sight of you, he turns like a hawk in flight and approaches you with a curious look in his dark eyes. My full title is His Holiness Bishop Bertrand the Devout, Lord Confessor and left hand to His Imperial Majesty, Arius Augustus. You, my dear, can call me Bertrand. Alright. I'm gonna spit in disgust. You spit quite casually on the floor near the bishop's feet. Call me your dear again. Rankled, he appears ready to strike out, but his curiosity in the size of your two-hand sword gives him pause. Nice. You must be the girl's new sentinel. Have you seen her yet? Fallen from grace as she is. You shrug. It's not my duty to judge her appearance, only protect her. Bertrand arches an eyebrow. What loathsome adherence to protocol. Yet I feel the hand of the Father in your appointment. No other could have selected you. In his ultimate wisdom he has created a saint from swordsmen. Perhaps one day you shall be canonized. Hated though she may be, a slit throat would foil his plans for her. You think he would allow that to happen? I won't. You're mistaken. Nothing occurs without his approval. The witch, no, Her Highness must be purified through responsibility and hardship before she can come to the light. This much I understand. Everything draws near, the confluence of duty and destiny. As for myself, I attend to the princess and assist in educating her. Much of her unfortunate past must be unlearned. Alas, she is a stubborn child. Perhaps we shall meet in her chambers one day. Then you can see how I minister to her. You may even learn something yourself. I'll make an opportunity of it. Bring my quill. Take notes. Can you hear the sarcasm in Alexandre's voice? The bishop looks you up and down with a sneer forming in the corner of his mouth. Until then, beware the princess. You protect her, but who will protect you? All right, that was Bertrand. So we've only got 1 hour left. What do we want to do? Do we want to go to the consulate? Let's be good and we'll go to the consulate. The Forlorn Consulate. You enter the Forlorn Consulate. Oh, I love this background. Taken aback by the beautiful glasswork and the soaring nature of the structure, you stand calmly for a few moments, enjoying the slight breeze emanating from open windows. Eventually, someone approaches you. Hello there. Okay, this is Olid. Oh, I love her song. Why is it so quiet? Volume's all the way up. You guys can hear the music, or? The woman's eyes are indecipherable. Greetings. Is it not transfixing, this place? Villarna is known for the distinct patterns of its architecture. I caught myself admiring the view. So you did. I am Duchess Olid Roth-Holst, Princess of Villarna. I am Alexandre Clement de Grandjean, Knight of Grey. Grey? And you're alive? How fascinating. Yeah, if I ever went back and messed with the coding on this, I would definitely have to increase some of these volume levels. I should have made them way louder because it's easier to lower the volume than to raise it. You're an interesting sort to come here of your own volition. Many fear the swans these days. Tell me, what do you think of the rule of law such as it is now? The hand of another god directing our mortal affairs. Okay, what do we think? Let's say negative. No one seems content anymore, only fearful. I know many who smile without hidden malice in the old regime. And now everyone has something to hide. Everyone is grabbing at the scraps of power afforded by the change of leadership. Such opinions mean nothing either way. Everyone is polishing their swords. They think war will be smiled upon by this new god. And I fear they are right. Every country in this world wants to stretch its wings and expand its holdings, by which I mean the dragons atop their hordes want more. Remind you of any world in particular? Do you want more, princess? The swan laughs like a brass horn. I already took what I wanted. I believe I have annexed all I can at present. Now what I want is much different. Now, we must trade. You are to ask me a question. Okay, what are we gonna ask? Cody Coy, thank you! I really appreciate that you guys are enjoying this, because this was a labor of love. This took me a couple months of work, especially all the art and the music. Let's ask about her. Have you been in the capital long? Oh no, this is only my second time. The first was many years ago when I made my debut at court and did not earn the favor of the former queen. My sister, however, enjoyed that favor. She enjoyed it so much she nearly drowned in it. That must have been difficult. I relished it. I would rather move forward in Falarna than languish in the capital. But you are here now because... because there is much to do when a throne changes rears. I found this diverting. You should come back sometime. I'll endeavor to do just that. Excellent. You just tell them you're looking for Her Highness. I shall. Farewell, then. Olid turns slowly and makes her way toward a swirling staircase. She looks over her shoulder at you just once. You've no time left. Now to fulfill your duties. Okay, Chapter 2. Okay, we're back. Falarna, the Land of Lakes, has had a consulate in the capital for centuries, since before the reign of the House of Holst and its queens began. The land is populated by waterfowl and those animals who once lived in the wild marshland before it was tamed. You've never been to Valeria, the capital, but even in paintings, the towers of the crystalline royal palace have always caught your imagination. Oh, we're going to get to talk to her again already. Placid Waters, friend. Welcome to the Falarnan Consulate. Are you here on official business? If so, please state it. Show me to someone in charge. I'm here at the Emperor's behest. The Emperor? Yes, right away. What is your name? After you inform him, the Mallard aide bows deeply and guides you through the consulate without uttering another word. Oh, we're back. A beautiful bird sits comfortably on a divan and beckons you toward her. Glory and grace to the Princess of Falarna. Presenting Alexandre Clement de Grandjean. With that, the aide stands at attention. The woman on the divan, the princess, waves the aide away and makes a brief honking noise, which seems to inform two geese footmen to leave the room as well. Falarna receives you. What affords me the pleasure of such lovely company? It isn't often I see knights in such flattering and bloodless armor. It is humbling to meet a woman of your standing. I have heard many tales of the beauty of the Holst family. I'm only sorry I'm here on such grim imperial business. I should have modified this because we've already been here. No need to frown. I've had worse interactions than I'm about to have with you. Come, sit. Now, how may I be of assistance to a servant of the Imperial Laurel? I'm invested with the authority of His Imperial Majesty to investigate murmurs of a threat against the princess. Your Highness, political maneuvers aside, hearsay brought me to you to ask you to explain your involvement, if any, in such a plot. Olid moves her wing down casually to cover some documents sitting on the low table before her. A plot against the princess? Absurd. Isn't she dead? No, I saw her myself. Touché. Then you know more than I. Let me ask you, from where do you guess a threat would originate? One of the most important vassal states, perhaps a fading star, a tarnished jewel in the imperial crown. I've been in Queen's Reach for a long time. News is uncommon. Then allow me to inform you. Falarna put down a plot by King Roland of Eastern Orvir to take the throne. That was before the Emperor arrived to free us all of our blindness. No one is more loyal than us. Than me. What of extraneous actors unaffiliated but with any banner or crown? If you arrested everyone who chanted for the blood of the princess, the streets would be empty. What are they to do? The people were betrayed by her lies. She is the great enemy, a false goddess. All have cause to want her dead. Perry. So she said touché, now she said Perry. I've had enough slanderous allegations leveled against me. You should be investigating those closer to the Imperial Palace. The double-faced Duke of Lina-Lita, perhaps, or the duplicitous Countess Antilopine, whose crimes are innumerable. That's Girondi, who we met before. Don't tell her. Tell me, how might the princess's death benefit you or anyone else? It would free us of the memory of her despotism. She is a symbol of the decadence and blindness of the old regime. It was as though we were being ruled by a child. Imprisoning her is not enough. Or so it is said. Olid laughs quite unprompted. She has some difficulty getting herself to stop. How fooled we all were. Fret not, Filorna is loyal to the Emperor. I suggest you leave. Well fought. I will return with both hands on my sword if need be. Olid smirks madly. I welcome you to try. Another louder honk signals from her throat, and the aide and footman return. The aide stands beside you, bows, and gestures to the door. You leave with more questions than answers. You have no idea whom to trust. A knight must demonstrate unflinching loyalty when time comes. Okay, that's the end of his chapter. We could have met some other people. Do we want to start over and pick Morvis? Give me just a sec. I'll be right back. All right. Yeah, I kind of just gave up on making this after making up to chapter 2. Let's see what's going on with Morvis. Prologue. Life in the countryside has always been peaceful. Although the people at market trade stories of the bizarre excesses of the nobility, there has always been enough to eat, and money has never been scarce. As a farmer, you till the fields on the tract of land, apportion you in the barony of Northill, a day's walk from the Marlea Sea. One day the tales of a coming war snap you out of your pastoral reverie. Yeah, I had all kinds of things planned. There was going to be like a little book in the top right corner where you could click and it would have like if you learned a new word or like there was a new person, it would have like a little bit of information about them so you could, understand everything, keep people straight and stuff. Whispers are heard at the tavern, then the topic is all anyone discusses. Soon the prospect of a devastating war in eastern Orvir, just south of North Hill, is booming at the forefront of your mind. The conscriptors for the army of the king of eastern Orvir hand your wife a sack of gold and take you to be trained as a soldier. Though the food is poor and the training is haphazard, you soon become a soldier for King Roland. A spear is not unlike a pitchfork. Soon you are standing shoulder to shoulder with other peasants and choking on the black smoke of battle. As you die amidst the burning of the city of Oslin, you see blearily the blade of your murderer. You see their teeth, their eyes. The rest fades into darkness along with you. We died. You awaken on a luxurious chaise in a temple which overlooks an expanse of stars. In front of you stands a prim, bovid woman holding a scroll from which she reads. Morvis, god of allocation, lesser god of bounty, residing in a mortal body on the planet Antares for 38 years, 3 months, now returned to the Supernoscape. I'm afraid you won't be staying long. You are still groggy, as though waking from a most complete oblivion, but sense that her information is correct. Oh, it turns out that we're a god. Okay, what are we picking here? If you guys are interested in novels, follow my Blue Sky, because I do update with information there. Okay, I'm gonna pick. Who are you? Who am I? Who am I? You are Morvis, god of allocation and all it represents. You serve as one of the lesser gods of bounty, including the deities of the harvest, of the hunt, and so on. You've really forgotten all this. 38 years must have been a long time in mortal years. I remember dying and nothing else. I don't understand any of this. Please wait a moment. Her divine countenance, Her Majesty of Eternal Grace, Hathor Mehet, will see you presently. The woman, no goddess, leaves the room, and for a brief time a heavy silence sits over your hazy consciousness. Guess what, chat? We're about to meet Aurelia's mother, her canonical mother. The light and graceful step clop of hooves on the marble floor signals the arrival of someone else. Someone who, when you look fully upon her, strikes you with the radiance of the morning sun rising over a generous first harvest of the season. Hello, Morvis. It is a pleasure to see you again. Again? Please excuse the curt behavior of my assistant. She is inundated with responsibility now more than ever. I hope that your time as a mortal was enlightening for you, though I wish you did not have to return the way you did. I'm just happy I'm not dead. Well, you know what I mean. Do you remember much of your time there? I don't remember much of anything. I can see the fields of home in my mind's eye, but I can't remember the details of my life, nor do I remember the deity I've been told I am. Majesty, why have you summoned me here? Oh dear, in time the understanding of your station will return to you. However, your memories of mortal life may be gone forever. Yours was a violent end. I am truly sorry. I understand. But that woman said she knew the moment of my death. Could she have done anything? To meddle in the lives and deaths of mortals is beyond the station of most deities. She does not dirty her hands with death, and neither do I. You are a special case, so even though Taishin refrained from governing your death, though she governs all others... So, my mortal life is over. I'm to return to work as a deity? For some reason, I'm not thrilled by the idea. I have a request of you. If you decline, you will indeed remain as the god you truly are. Go on, then. I need you to inhabit the world from which you came once more. I need you to be close to someone whom I care about deeply. Who? My daughter. Like you, she lived among mortals, but not as one of them. She was their goddess, their queen. This situation has changed recently, and she is in need of aid. I am prevented from aiding her now. While I seek a way to intervene, I would have you watch over her for the time being. Why don't you go yourself? I want to, more than anything. However, there is a great power, as great as mine, which prevents me from doing so. It has been a long, long time since a broken heart sent me away. There are limits, even to the powers of she who created. Just the same, I yearn to see my child again. So you want to reincarnate me as a mortal moments after I died among them? It is a great request, the import of which is not lost on me. I realize you only just returned, yet this is a pressing matter. The world where you lived as a mortal is called Antares. It is where my daughter resides. I've chosen you because of your familiarity with the world. I intend to send you back as an official in the royal palace, a role in which your powers will lend you aid. It may be dangerous. You may not remember all I've said here, nor might you remember your previous life. Yet despite all this, I beg of you, please go and watch over her until I can circumvent the barrier which her father and I erected between us. Although you have your doubts, you are moved by the plight of this woman whose utmost divinity even your clouded mind recognizes. All right, I'll go. Also, I suppose the Supernescape will have to go without allocation for a little longer. Do you even use money here? What could I possibly have been allocating? Resources? Souls? Budgets? Gods are very good at allocating their own resources. I'm afraid this may have been the reason you decided a mortal life would be a respite from the feeling of being unneeded. Oh, I had a feeling it was something like that. Very well. A palace official? Sounds like an honest day's work among their kind, or mine, as the case may be. I'll be leaving immediately, I suppose. There is some degree of urgency. You will understand when you arrive. I would explain further, but you will not remember. Morvis, thank you. I will not forget your kindness. I fear there are not many who would assist me, the queen who abandoned her subjects. I don't remember being abandoned. You must have had your reasons. Don't fret, Majesty. I'm prepared. Send me. The ex-queen of creation nods solemnly as though the weight of this decision sits more heavily upon her than it does you. You close your eyes. When you open them, you won't be a god anymore. Not that you were one for very long. Very different, right? Morvis! Someone is addressing you. Magistrate Morvis, were you resting? I have need of you. Do you have the documents for His Imperial Highness? They were expected an hour ago. Please give them to me or it will be my hide. Documents? You glance around. You are seated at an ostentatious desk in dark gilt wood and tortoiseshell. A pile of parchment with damp ink waits for your signature. Yes, oh, one moment. There are 2 documents related to the allocation of tax income. For some reason, you understand the complicated, specialized language easily. One calls for funds dispersal to the palace guard, referred to as praetorians. The other directs those funds to the building of a new high road from the capital to Glossaros to the west. You can only approve one of these documents. Which will you sign? Funds for a military or funds for a high road? Let's do the high road. Okay, so we give that to the page. When the room falls silent, you have only a moment to compose yourself. When you catch your breath, finally we get to hear her theme, which is my favorite song in the whole game. A woman enters the room through the double doors, inlaid with gold carvings of laurel leaves. Her expression is serene, but her presence urges you to straighten your posture. Usually they run from the Emperor, not to him. Forgive me, have I made your acquaintance, madam? No. She crosses the room to stand before the desk. After observing how you remain seated, a smirk flits across her mouth. Protocol demands you stand before the presence of a countess. You must be new. A provincial? Perhaps a replacement for someone who lost their head in the Restoration. Forgive me, my lady. You stand and bow your head. Glancing down reveals your broad form dressed in the garb of a palace official. The clothes seem odd and constraining on your body, which is coarse and bulging with muscle, the sort one gains from hard physical labor. You didn't gain a physique like this signing papers, but papers are all you can recall when you search your memories. I'm Morvis. I serve as a finance overseer for palace expenses. The information sounds correct when you say it. And apparently more than that. Your position is of some importance. Gerandi Bovida, Countess Antilopine. My role here is complicated, so I shall not bore you with its explanation. What do you think of the palace? You've yet to see any of it other than your immediate surroundings, which include an ominous, torn portrait. I have to admit they are somewhat unsettling. Huh. If the palace unsettles you may not endure long. You must inure yourself if you plan to stay. The palace is, after all, not near as sinister as its occupants. My lady, who is that in the portrait there? Come, come. Surely you aren't from that far away. Unleash? Or Queen's Reach? Impossible, that. But to never have seen her in portrait or in a book. A statue before they all crumbled away. This is the seditious former Queen Aurelia. You may come across a few broken statues and torn portraits here and there. Why? Why haven't they been cleaned up or replaced? To dishonor her. She is the great betrayer. She deceived the entire world. Haven't you mastered the tenets of the God Emperor? There is a pause while she awaits your answer. So I see. Then she has been defeated? Executed? The Springbok eyes you suspiciously. Defeated in a manner of speaking. No one has seen her in a long, long time. I will say no more. Of course, my lady, forgive my ignorance. For some reason, you are eager to be away from this woman. Perhaps the shock of your memory loss leads you to crave a contemplative silence. Okay, we're going to go back to our quarters. Of course. Lady Bevita wears a practiced smile that does not reach her eyes. Time is so fleeting. I trust we shall see each other again. Ask me anything about the palace and I will assist you as best I can. We pray must stay in ranks, mustn't we? You can feel the eyes of the Countess Antilopine on your back as you leave. Okay, so all we remember is that somebody wanted us to find their daughter. We're gonna get some sleep. Okay, now we're at work. Stamp documents as they come. Documents are all edicts and blah and blah and blah. Okay, there's a commotion outside the salon, then the tall doors open and the Emperor himself ducks beneath the frame, his tremendous height and broad shoulders barely fitting through. Ceremony and bureaucracy have their strengths. Dictating my behavior is not one of them. The Emperor peers about the room. He stalks over to a cabinet and opens the drawers. Due to his size, it looks as though he's playing with the furniture of dolls. Suddenly, the great old wolf turns to you. His eyes run you through as surely as a spear. Speak your name. I'm called Morvis, Your Imperial Majesty. You bow your horned head. If he is a god, there is no telling what he knows. Listen well, Morvis. There have been documents issued with a falsified seal. My seal. Mortals in their endless greed never seem to have enough. Do you know anything about this? No, but perhaps the thief is someone unrelated to the oversight of the Empire's finances. Such a magistrate would be the first to fall under suspicion. It would be too foolish a scheme. The Emperor seems placated by your explanation. Indeed, you are wise among mortals, it would seem. Ooh, we impressed him. Since you are new and uncorrupted, it shall fall upon you to investigate the matter. You will follow the documents and the expenditures until you find the seal and the perpetrators, and you will report directly to me. I will not solve all the ills of your kind. If you meek ones ever hope to inherit Antares, you will need to prove you deserve it. You can't believe your ears. This is either a pristine opportunity to improve your standing at court, or an abstruse death sentence. Where am I to begin? Check their records. Find discrepancies and pursue them. This is a hunt. Seek your prey. Men of your stature, if not your species, are made to be warriors and hunters. Report to me directly. With that, the Emperor turns about. His cape sweeps dramatically as he leaves the room with his nose in the air and his eyes cast straight ahead. You are left with your papers and scrolls. Okay, so we're checking the paperwork. An abnormally large payment to Falarna. Okay. Oops. Okay, so now we're back. Now, the whole point of his accounting job is like, it's something that's very kind of plain and innocuous. Like, it's not really glamorous or interesting, but he ends up in this kind of this political scandal thing. Okay, there's someone I want you guys to meet. So I'm gonna take you to the tavern. Mr. Smith, we're a bull in this world. We chose a character at the beginning. Okay, so I mentioned a novel before. I'm gonna introduce you guys to the protagonist of the novel, who does show up in this game. Actually, let me hold on. Let's talk to Gerandi one more time first. The secluded salon. You find Lady Girardi leaning over a table. She's placed a hand mirror face up and has a trance-like lack of expression on her face as she looks deeply into it. You remain as quiet as you can and watch her for a few moments more. I care not for excuses. The time is now. Yes, he will destroy us both if he knows. In that sense, we are equals. A sudden draft blows in from the cracked door through which you enter the room. Girandi's ears twitch and she sniffs the air. Without turning, she addresses you. Come closer. You desire to be privy to a lady's private thoughts? Come here then, and let me say them into your ear before I bite it off. I'm sorry, I simply... Girardi gathers up the mirror and turns, glaring at you. Shall I report you to the Praetorian Guard? Tell them we have a spy in our midst? If you are loyal to the Empire, explain to me what gives you cause to spy on another loyal servant of his glory. Oh, hi, Fitzpatrick. Thank you so much. I've been at this for a couple hours, just reading. My throat is starting to get tired, but I'm going to keep going a little longer. Hi, Lucian. Greetings. Oh, Argentina. Very cool. I was rendered speechless. I may make such mistakes in the future. Your beauty transcends etiquette. I was speechless and could not help but stare. Girardi scoffs in disbelief. She crosses the room until she's standing before you, looking up. Although you are significantly taller than her, she is imposing, perhaps due to her horns or the markings of her species which surround and sharpen her eyes. Yeah, she's a springbok. I'm a married woman. I did not expect you to be a lout. You seem so soft-spoken. But then I suppose it is the quiet ones who have the most to hide. Instead of reciting poetry to get out of a bind, I pray you avoid eavesdropping in the future. Listen to the wrong voice and you'll have your throat cut, or worse. This is the seat of power and thereby the seat of danger. You must learn that quickly. Yes, my lady. Her aggravation disappears as the lines in the corner of her eyes relax. Tell me, do you have anything to protect other than yourself? I don't think so. I'm in a complicated place in my life. No, I don't have anyone. Then mind what you say, and moreover, mind what you see. Both can get you killed, and you seem so absent-minded and rustic. I would hate to think it happened on accident. Yes, of course. Okay, we can ask her something. What are we going to ask her? Oh, I love her theme music so much. This is my favorite song. I actually composed this for a, I was doing an RPG back in like 2013. And this was going to be the theme song. So the game was like, you're in this house, you just kind of wake up there and all the doors go to different universes. And after playing through one chapter, you were gonna come back into the house and it was gonna be all messed up with like different melded together from different parts of the realities that you'd been to and kind of messed up and wrong. And this was going to be called The Waltz of the House of Meld. So that's her, I reused it as her theme song. I want to ask about Girardi. I'm tired of talking about the princess. What do you really do here? Although I appear to be another indolent noblewoman, I have a set of skills which have deemed useful to the royal household. I am a midwife. I oversee the health and competence of the body royal. The body divine, I should say. I see. Then your services are in high demand? I seem to remember that midwives are quite well liked, but is there no physician in the household? There is a physician of sorts, though I doubt the veracity of his medical degree. He's a charlatan and a slavering sycophant for the Emperor. So she's talking about Bertrand, who we met when we were playing as Alexandre. If you see a wolf with his tail held high, calling himself Lord High Confessor, walk the other way. Not fond of him? He represents everything wrong with this world. That is all I will say on the matter. I never understood why people worship what they do. If they knew half the truth, they'd think again. Gironde raises her eyebrows and draws nearer to you, her skirts rustling together. And what is your truth? But of course, you know I serve the Emperor. I sign off on documents, nothing more. I've something of a talent for allocating things, though I couldn't tell you why. Is that it? Truly? I almost believe you. No, there is something more. This I know, but you needn't explain. I will know in due time. During a lull in the conversation, Gironde steps forward and stops inches away from you. Despite her disarming beauty and motherly figure, she emits an intimidating aura. She reaches up and gingerly picks something off your cheek. Eyelash. I must retire to my chambers. Farewell. As you wish, my lady. What'd you guys think? Are we afraid of her or do we like her? Oh, thank you. Yeah, my writing is always really full of like really complicated female characters. She's probably the scariest character in the whole universe, the whole novel, everything. Yeah, all the sprites and animations I did everything in A-Sprite. And the music was FL Studio, and this is running in Ren'Py. So the coding was done in Ren'Py. Okay, now we're gonna meet the main character of the novel who shows up in this. Originally, I was gonna have some of the characters dateable, and I probably was gonna stick with that. This character, you can't date him because he's married, so. The Split Oak Tavern. You arrive at the tavern and immediately hear cruel laughter leaping from a crowded table in the corner of the bar. A large gray wolf dressed in red with a broad metal-adorned chest stands over a seated bear in soldier's dress. The wolf is holding the bear's wrist and stabbing a knife around his fingers in rapid succession while a crowd looks on. There is blood streaming from the wolf's left hand. All right, are we going to stop this or are we just going to watch? So what we're seeing here is there's some people at a table. There's a wolf holding a guy's hand, a bear's hand, stabbing a knife between his fingers really quickly. And the wolf's other hand is bloody. So are we going to let that go or are we going to get between them and put a stop to this? Ooh, I got 1 vote for each. 2 for stop them. 3 for stop them. Okay, okay. All right. Yeah, the wolf is hurt. The bear is not hurt, but the wolf is stabbing a dagger between the bear's fingers. All right, we're going to intervene. Without giving it much thought, you stroll forward and grab the handle of the knife before it can hit the table again. What is he thinking? The wolf stops, and the bear seizes the opportunity to scramble to his feet and run out the tavern door. Good job. If you if you watched, the bear was gonna get his hand stabbed on purpose. He lost the game. It was my turn to show him how it is played. You interloping fool. Who the hell are you? Morvis. Didn't like where it was going. You hear whispers from the crowd. Doesn't he know the Duke of Linalita? Where it was going, it was going toward recompense for that clumsy recruit stabbing my hand. Indeed, his other hand is dripping blood. He pauses for a moment and wrenches the knife away from you. Someone hands him a bandage and he begins to wind it around his hand casually. Sit. I'm buying you a drink. The crowd begins to thin out when they realize no fight is coming. The wolf sits first, gesturing for you to do so. He places the knife back in his belt and continues working with the bandage. I'm Braelt Yulf Selfridge, Duke of Linalita. There was a time when I would have opened your neck for what just occurred, but you met me on a charmed evening. The staff must take his sitting for an order because 2 cups of thick claret are set out before the 2 of you without so much as a word from him. How do you like Aurelina? He stops himself. I still sometimes call our capital by its old name. Perhaps that makes me a poor servant of the Empire. How do you like Red Nuit? Red Nuit. You feel an itch run up your spine. There is some very important reason for you being here, but you mustn't reveal everything. Oh, take care, Fitzpatrick's. Just being near this wolf makes your body tense from horn to hoof. Fine, fine. This work keeps me busy. I sign documents for His Imperial Majesty. Funds allocations, the sort of things that keep the world running, even if they aren't as compelling as what you just observed. Braelt laughs hoarsely. Maybe not. And while I do not believe the pen is mightier than the sword, I do believe it is also necessary. Stab anyone with a pen lately, Morvis? Can't say as I have. Braelt takes a long drink from his wine before he continues. The bandage he wears has bled through, but he doesn't seem concerned by it. Sword or pen, in the end, we are all subjects of unfeeling gods. First her, now him. What do you think of the Emperor? This is us talking now. Death to one, loyalty to the other. That is how I would answer a spy. Although for some reason I suspect spies are suffering a lack of work under the new regime. I appreciate His Imperial Majesty's forthrightness, his respect for physical strength and skill. He reminds me of my father, rest his soul, in many ways. And the other? Braelt looks down into his wine. His lip lifts in a sneer. She's a lost cause. Let us speak no more of her. A lost cause? Some of us fought in her name all our lives. Then it turns out the swords we were swinging may as well have been our own privates for all the good it did. I don't know what's going to happen to the military, but it can't be good for the rest of you. It seems there's much still undecided. Not undecided. Unapparent. I'm sure the Emperor made up his mind about us centuries ago. The wine is more bitter than usual this evening. You continue drinking for a while. At some point, Braelt excuses himself. Okay, so we met Braelt. I think we've got time to actually finish this playthrough too, so let's see. You guys want to talk to that cow lady more? The princess's chambermaid? Let's go see her. You enter the east wing of the palace. Oh, hello there. I hope you are not here to see Her Highness, as I cannot yet allow you to do so. Even you may not freely enjoy contact with her. Yeah, so we can leave if we want, but we can also just talk to her. I would speak to you. Eleanor seems... yeah, so wait, hold on. So the reason why we're able to come here and maybe either talk to her or leave is because eventually Morvis gets clearance to actually talk to the princess. But as of now, he doesn't have clearance because he's a man and they're not allowed. Men aren't allowed to see her. Let us speak in the hallway that we do not disturb Her Highness. Slowly the two of you move away from the elegantly decorated doors and into the hallways, where thick curtains hide the outside world. You are perhaps curious about me? I'm a humble lady's maid. I suppose it was decided ladies-in-waiting, most of whom alive today were educated in the old queendom, might be an untoward influence on Her Highness. As for me, well, we have nothing in common. Okay, what's our choice? Okay, what do you do? I oversee most everything that happens in her chambers. I instruct the other maid attendants, each of us women of humble birth. On a 6-hour schedule, we attend to Her Highness. She receives a bath and a treatment of oils, salves, and liniments to keep her hair shining and her fur immaculate. Although I believe her to be incorruptible in the sense of dirt and grime. Then we dress her and apply beautifying products. His Imperial Majesty wants her to espouse the feminine ideal at all times, for she will one day be graced with a suitor, and then... The cow chuckles to herself. Love has its way. Is that all? Sounds exhausting. Oh no! We feed her a carefully controlled diet. She eats little, of course, so convincing methods are sometimes necessary. This is a wonderful opportunity for the other women and I. The position pays well, and I have a family to feed. I wish I could be of more use to you, but my responsibilities lie only in this area of the palace. Yet I would welcome another visit. Other than Her Highness's caretakers, it is too quiet in here for my liking. I will try and make time. Eleanor smiles. Forgive me, but I cannot dally longer. I must return to my work. Her Highness must be refreshed every few hours. It is as though we care for a rose and must attend to every petal. Good day, then. Good day. Yeah, she's not bad. Can we actually pick a... Ah, we could. Yeah, Renfi's kind of weird because it lets you scroll back and forth. I probably should have disabled that, but whatever. So, okay, we're going to ask her if she enjoys her work. Eleanor thinks for a moment, nostalgia in her eyes. Her smile beams. Truthfully, I do. Her Highness is precious, like a doll. I can scarcely believe she was once our queen. She is so meek, so uncertain. It is a good thing the Emperor spared her life. I always believed in second chances. Hey, she's on my side. Do you think there was a chance she would be executed? In the beginning, when the Emperor first arrived and began to restructure the palace, we were certain she had already been put to death. I've been a lady's maid for the noblewomen in the Camarilla and the palace for many years. I had never seen such upheaval. Rumors at a time like this can be deadly. Nothing you say to me will be repeated, but I do find it enlightening. Of course. Okay, that's it. Okay, one more. We're gonna ask her, what is she like? What is the princess like? Eleanor's eyes become somewhat glassy. Oh, she is just like one of my daughters. I have 3, you see. When they were younger, they were irksome, but so sweet. Of course, she is much older than them, many centuries, and she is an adult. Irksome? Although we dote on her hourly, she is difficult to manage. She pulls away from us during washing, dressing, and applying her cosmetics. She whines, she refuses to eat, she often cries. She is too intelligent, too resistant, unable to discard her queenly dignity, I suppose, even though her throne is long since returned to its rightful owner. I simply want her to be happy. She is a goddess. Perhaps her pride stems from there. I must remind you, she is one of us now. Nothing more. A mortal. Right. I can't even imagine what that would be like. Ha! Get it? Because we are technically a god that's died and then been sent back as a mortal. Very interesting. For an eternity, you feel no ill, no fear, no pain, and then... Oh, I never considered it that way. A heavy silence passes between the two of you. Okay, that's it. Alright, so, Morvis also has to go here at the beginning of chapter 2, so I don't know if the dialogue's any different. Okay, we're gonna be honest. Discretionary funds have been reallocated to some peculiar places. I'm following a paper trail. Do you know anything about a large sum paid to the Consulate recently? You imply fault? Or merely prod clumsily about with those horns of yours? I have no knowledge of such a payment. Are you certain you did not make an error? The Emperor's seal has been copied. A false seal now adorns several documents made obvious by the... Although she listens intently, you decide it would be best not to explain how the seal differs from the real one. Such a crime is punishable by death. But then, what crime can be conducted under the Emperor's nose? Are you putting me on? Gods know everything, do they not? A smile cracks the swan's beak. Ah, I see. He's got you running around the capital like an ant, searching for a morsel. He seems so humorless to me, but perhaps His Imperial Majesty has a sense of humor in him yet. I do not believe this to be a jest. Well, that's beside the point. Do you know anything? A word from me and they'll send soldiers back in my place. Charging ahead with accusations will only send you in the wrong direction. When coin moves, lives are either made or destroyed. My guess is a payment for a service, because the recipients don't produce anything. Whether you admit to it or not doesn't matter to me. His Imperial Majesty will send others to lift every stone. I think you've overstayed your welcome, Magistrate. Okay, she's gonna kick us out. Okay, that was it. That was it. So thanks for joining me. If you want to go back and play it on your own, there are a lot of different dialogue options you can do. You can talk to characters a couple different times as each of the two protagonists. So you can actually see more conversations happen if you ever want to play it yourself. Oh my gosh, was I really reading for 3 hours? Uh, yeah, so I got as far as chapter 2. I think I wrote some scenes all the way to like the end of the plot, but yeah, that's kind of like a stalled project for now while I work on other stuff. But I want to thank you all so much for joining me, for checking out these games. A lot of cute characters in them. I still have crushes on like half of these characters. I can probably tell you here because no one will remember. Uh, so Braelt, that wolf who was doing the knife game, he's married to Girondi, the Springbok, with the roses on her neck. And she, I don't know if you caught that she was looking into a mirror and talking, but the part where she takes our eyelash, she takes that because she's going to use it to, she's a witch, so she's going to use that to figure stuff out about us. Um, and the whole thing with the swan, Olid. So in this universe, there's something called Black Swan Syndrome, and everyone says, "Oh yeah, if a black swan is born, they totally have this syndrome, so they're crazy. They're the worst." And it's not clear whether or not like she actually is crazy or it's just this stereotype of the syndrome being pushed at her. Um, so there's like some complication in that. And there's lots of like each character has their own thing going on. So hopefully you'll play a little bit on your own at some point. Um, but for now, I think I'm done. I read way too much. Thank you all so much for coming. This was a lot of fun. Showing you this stuff. I wish they were like more action packed, these games, but no, mostly it was just me reading for 3 hours. So I'm gonna go rest my throat and eat some dinner. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. Thanks for coming to the stream. See you next time. Oh, and make sure to check out my new episode about dog commercials. And one more thing. The Furry Found Footage zine is available for purchase. If you want to check that out at the link above, it is something like 78 pages of really good essays, short stories, comics, art, and it's all about like old cartoons that people have forgotten. They're taking a starring role in this scene, so check it out. And I'll see you all on Blue Sky and on the next stream. Good night.